Lando Norris made an emphatic statement on the opening day of preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit as the McLaren driver topped the timesheets with the fastest lap of the day. His blistering pace came during an extended afternoon session, which was lengthened by an additional hour after a red flag interruption. The day provided crucial insight into the early form of the teams and drivers ahead of the 2025 Formula One season, with plenty of talking points emerging from the circuit. The preseason test kicked off in the morning session, where each team sent one of their drivers out to gather vital data on their new machinery. Among them, Mercedes' young sensation Kimi Antonelli showcased impressive speed and consistency. The Italian not only set the quickest lap of the morning, but also matched the highest lap count at 78, underlining his endurance and work ethic. His early benchmark, however, would later be challenged as the teams swapped drivers for the afternoon session. As the clock struck 3 p.m. local time, the second session of the day got underway with a fresh group of drivers taken to the track. Among the first to venture out was Racing Bull's rookie Isack Hadjar, keen to make an impression in his debut F1 test. However, the Frenchman soon found himself in a tricky situation as he became the first driver to spin during the session. Fortunately, there was no damage to his car, and he was able to continue his program without further incident. Elsewhere on the track, reigning world champion Max Verstappen also began his testing program, eager to extract maximum performance from Red Bull's latest challenger. As more drivers joined the fray, the time started tumbling, with George Russell initially taking over the top spot from his Mercedes teammate Antonelli. However, Ferrari's Charles Leclerc soon responded with a quick lap of 1 minute 30.878 seconds, propelling him to the top of the standings. Just as the session was beginning to heat up, an unexpected disruption occurred. A power cut at the Bahrain International Circuit led to a red flag stoppage, halting proceedings and forcing teams to wait in the garages. The delay added an element of unpredictability to the session, with engineers having to rethink their strategies on the fly. As the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness set in, the track lights illuminated the circuit, creating an atmosphere similar to what drivers will experience during the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix in April. With 50 minutes remaining on the clock, the session resumed, and teams wasted no time sending their drivers back out to maximize running time. Light rain briefly sprinkled over the track, introducing an additional variable into the mix, though conditions remained manageable for slick tires. The FIA then confirmed that the session would be extended by an extra hour to compensate for the lost time, ensuring teams could complete their planned programs. As the floodlit session continued, different teams adopted varied approaches, with some focusing on outright pace runs while others gathered long-run data. Among those gunning for a fast lap was Lando Norris, who steadily improved his times before eventually setting a blistering lap of 1 minute 30.430 seconds. His effort was enough to edge out George Russell by 0.157 seconds, securing McLaren the top spot on the first day of testing. It was a promising sign for the Woking Bay squad, who have been pushing to close the gap to Red Bull and Ferrari. Verstappen, meanwhile, settled for third place, just behind Russell. While the Dutchman may not have topped the session, his performance was still strong, and Red Bull's program likely involved a mix of fuel loads and setup experimentation. Leclerc, who had briefly led earlier in the session, ended up fourth, followed by his Ferrari teammate Carlos Sainz in fifth. This marked an important day for Sainz as he began his transition to Williams, where he will be looking to lead the team into a competitive midfield battle. Further down the order, Pierre Gasly placed sixth for Alpine, followed by Antonelli in seventh, who maintained an impressive presence near the top despite running in the morning session. Red Bull's reserve driver Liam Lawson slotted into eighth, while Alex Albon put in a solid effort for Williams in ninth place. Rounding out the top 10 was Yuki Tsunoda, who continued to showcase his consistency for Racing Bulls. Beyond the top 10, Isack Hadjar ended the day in 11th, with fellow rookie Gabriel Bortolito following closely in 12th for Kick Sauber. The morning's runners, including Lewis Hamilton, Jack Doohan, and Fernando Alonso, filled out positions 13 to 15, with Lance Stroll managing only 16th after a relatively quiet session. The Canadian recorded the lowest mileage of any driver, completing just 41 laps. Oscar Piastri and Nico Hülkenberg finished in 17th and 18th, though their morning times remained unchanged due to Haas and McLaren focusing on alternative programs. The Haas duo of Esteban Ocon and rookie Ollie Behrman rounded out the field in 19th and 20th, respectively, with the team following a unique testing approach that differed from their rivals. With the first day of testing in the books, the teams will now analyze the wealth of data collected to make refinements ahead of day 2. Preseason testing may not provide the full picture of the competitive order, but offers valuable insights into each team's strengths and weaknesses. McLaren's pace at the top of the timesheets will undoubtedly be a confidence boost for Norris and his team, but the true test will come when the lights go out for the first race of the season. As teams and drivers return to the circuit on Thursday, the focus will shift to reliability, long-run performance, and fine-tuning setups for the season ahead. With only a few days of testing available before the first Grand Prix, every lap counts. While Norris and McLaren enjoyed the spotlight on day 1, the battle is far from over, and the coming days will reveal more about the pecking order heading into the 2025 Formula One season. Hello, McLaren faithfuls. Stand a chance of winning $1,000 by hitting that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe so you never miss any McLaren and F1 updates with relaxing ASMR elements. McLaren Faithful's YouTube channel is now covered in English, German, and Spanish. Your support is what keeps this incredible community growing stronger every day. It costs you nothing to like and subscribe, but it helps the channel tremendously. Let's continue the conversation and share our passion for McLaren and F1 together. As a YouTube member, you can also discover my journey as a passionate creator navigating life with challenging disabilities. Despite the obstacles, I'm determined to follow my dreams and share my love for McLaren and F1 with the world. By becoming a YouTube member, you'll not only be supporting my dream, but you'll also gain access to exclusive content, including untold stories of legendary F1 drivers and much more. Your support can truly make a difference in my life, helping me continue to do what I love. Join McLaren Faithful's membership below and enjoy.